All right, we are back. It is turn 3. The Germans are starting their attack. We've got a couple of tanks on the board. So this is going to get a little more complicated initially as I learn this, the vehicle movement and these things. So bear with me as I figure stuff out. When I'm in the middle of figuring it out or thinking too much, I'm going to try to pause. So you don't have to watch me, and then I'll explain where I am. Let's see. This guy actually should be down here. But let's just start. Higher HQ event. None. Now, enemy. Enemy higher HQ event. None. Placing PC markers. B on row 2, C on row 1. So B, 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 B. These are kind of not needed. C, C. I'm not moving from the staging cards up this turn, but I might next turn because we have two turns where there's nothing. The thing is, one thing just to remember, there are no replacements. This company has what it has. Honestly, protecting from casualties is so critical right now. All right. On to the Germans. So check every card, enemy unit for activity, determine randomly. There is only really, well, there's 2. So, but this guy is going to move and fire. Those guys are going to move fire. Now, one thing I did look at is, let's see. Let's go to, notice the note down at the bottom. Any Panzer Grenadiers riding on tanks or tank destroyers dismount when the vehicle ends its move action in a line of sight, off the default route, or on a card with VOF. They'll dismount at the beginning of their vehicle movement if it's on a card under US volume of fire. So that's the rule for that. So we have now activated these guys. And in reality, we can activate all. Oh, shoot. Well, that's not what I meant to do. I didn't want to do a lat team. I'm just going to do that. I really wonder. I'm going to pause. Okay. I haven't gotten an answer to my question, but I'll tell you how I'm going to interpret this. If you look at note 1, basically tank destroyers enter on the forest road, zone 1 or zone 2, standard squads. Tanks enter one at a time, and the remainder queue up behind to enter on subsequent vehicle phases. It's that subsequent vehicle phases that I'm coming to the conclusion is the key thing, because if they enter one at a time and the rest enter on a subsequent phase, the subsequent phase is the next turn because there's only one vehicle movement phase. So I am going to play this as if they come in kind of in that order. That's it wrong. Tell me. I do have a question posted on the Fields of Fire Facebook forum, and I'm sure I'll get an answer. But that's my guess based on reading the rules, thinking about it, looking at the sequence of play. The key is that come on subsequent phases. That's what we're going with. So these guys are all activated. I'm not activating the ones that are behind it in the queue based on that. So the Germans only have one other unit on the map because these guys are mounted and they're not yet in a position to dismount. So this is a pinned unit on the same card undercover. So pinned on the same card undercover, no leader. So it's a 1 through a 5. That is a 2. That is no action. So that unit is going to do nothing. And that is the end of the German. Well, yeah, that's the end of the Germans because they will move during the anti-tank. So now it's up to me. So starting out, the CO, he currently has 2. So he gets 3 more, so he's up to 5. And I think I said earlier, yeah, this is turn 3, so we're still going to have stuff coming in on those cards. I don't want to take a chance with anything yet. I don't think. So I'm going to actually bank those. Oh, I think I'm going to bank those. All right. So we're just moving straight to, we're just going to be wasting commands. This is one thing with these defensive missions. I feel like I end up doing this sometimes. So we're just going to march down the line with our first platoon. You know, we're going to draw. It's a lot, but he can only save 6. He's not going to do anything. Second platoon gets a lot. Wow. He's a veteran as well, so he can bank up to 6. Third platoon is line. He's already at his max. Oh my God, look at these. Jeez. The HMG gets 1 and he's undercover, so he has 7. So one question is, does he want to do anything? I don't think he does. He's certainly not going to drop back. So he's just going to save 6. First sergeant can only save 6. XO can only save 6. So we get 2 general initiative. I'll tell you what my gut is telling me is to move these 2 units back. So pulling him back here and trying to get him to where they're with this guy so we can ultimately make a unit. So he's exposed, but I'm not going to mark him exposed. And then this one is also, the litter team's going to move back exposed, but I'm not going to mark it exposed. Those are my 2 movements. So we've gotten them off. So now, no capture, no retreat. Well, I take that back. Nope, he's not under a volume of fire, so he will not retreat. So it is AT time. So we're going to start with units that are on the map. I think you would draw, you would select in, let me make sure I understand the selection order. All right, I don't know, but I'm assuming, because almost everything else, that the order of operation for the Germans is random. So they've got 2 vehicles activated on the map. So I'm going to draw for which one, which is the left one. Now, what is its priorities? So if turn 9 or later, nope. Fire on the closest U.S. tank, nope. If at point blank range, nope. If on the default route and a U.S. occupied card with an HMG or LMG is at close range, move to that card. Nope. It's not at close range. Right now they're at long range. If not on the default route, nope. Move 1 card along the default movement path based on the origin until it leaves the map. So what will happen is it's moving along here. Of course we knew. Now, it is hit by that mine. You may place it is triggered when a German vehicle enters the card, flip the mine to its activated, and resolve its -4 against the vehicle. So it replaces anything else. But the other thing is, we have now volume of fire going on. From 3 cards. Now these guys are spotted, meaning they have also dismounted. Okay, ends its move action. So they're not currently dismounted because if we hit it, they are currently. So the order of operation is they moved. Now they're getting attacked by this mine and a whole bunch of other stuff, by the way. I never thought about the question of do you expend ammunition? I believe vehicles, when they will consume ammo faster, if they fire with, for instance, an assault or an automatic or a heavy, they use ammo when they're doing both AT fire as well as if they're doing basic fire during the combat effects segment. Is that right? Yeah, combat effects segment. From what I've seen, this is just the volume of fire. These guys are just firing, so they're going to fire here. It's automatic, but they just consume one. It's just their normal. They don't consume an extra. Going to verify that, but that's the way it reads to me. So I didn't see. I searched for ammunition throughout the whole book and only saw where vehicles do it. So this guy moved. So we have immediately basic. First, the basic volume of fire, which in this case is going to be, we have automatic. We also have crossfire coming in here. But it's a mine. So resolving volume of fire against units. So interesting. What's the -4? -4 VOF. What the heck does that mean? Moving any of the following. Okay, it's a -2 effectively, right? So it says it's resolve it's -4, but the items in a circle are the actual ones that we're doing. So defensive value of the unit, of the defending unit. This is a Panther. So Mark 5 Panther. Defensive value is +3. Yep. Defensive value is a +3. The terrain on the card, it's on the same card, so that is a 0. So 3 + 0, it's moving. So that's a +3. That is a +4. And then we have mines, which is the -2. So the way I read it, we have a -2. I'm sorry, a +2 right now on this. The Panther's value, it's moving minus the mines. Now we're going to draw a card. We got a 0. That's actually pretty darn lucky, I believe. So that is a 2 plus the card is a 2, which is retreat. So a retreat is the vehicle decides discretion is the better part of valor. Remove the vehicle and any passenger it is carrying from play for the remainder of the mission. Vehicles that are part of planned assaults may re-enter. This guy just up and goes with his passengers. So, effective mine, and that gets eliminated. So we will put that back in there. Panther is going to come back up here. Wow. All right. I like that. Next one. So now we're just firing for no apparent reason. So I feel like some ceasefire might be in order. So this guy is now going to move. Now he's exactly the same, right? He's going to be all the same thing. So he's effectively going to move here. When he moves here, these guys see him. So we are going to open fire here and here. And this is these guys are pinned. Well, actually, this guy is not going to open fire because they're there. But this guy will open fire, and that is the automatic. Yeah, that is an automatic. So it's the heavy machine gun. Now, we do have this AT veteran that we can take a shot. But the first thing we're going to do, basic volume of fire, it's the exact same thing. So we basically have another Panther moving, and then the -2. So it's the same exact thing. And that is a 5. So that's a 7. And 6 or more is missed. So nothing happened there. Now what I want to do is I want to step back and see, I'm guessing I should have this guy fire. That is, I'm assuming, the bazooka. I assume this anti-tank here, and just like the extra bazookas. So that is my assumption. So that is a bazooka at close range. So if we look here now at the reaction fire, if it's a G or a G, I got to do it. I actually have to try and see if I'm going to expend some ammo, but I got to try and see if I can hit him. So he's a veteran. So we're going to draw 3. 1. Okay, I hit him. Ooh, hold on. I hit him. Is there anything about critical hit on those guys? Nope, no additional effect for drawing multiple. That's too bad. That would have been awesome. All right, so we did hit him. And now that's 2 AT, so I need to drop his 2 AT, has 1 less ammo. So it's a Panther, which is a defensive value of 3. So let's actually follow this. Calculated as gunnery value of the unit. So that is the gunnery value of the unit is a bazooka at close range, which is -1. Cover and concealment on the card. That's, I believe, a 1 because it's coming across. It's not on the card. So now we're at a 0. Move and fire modifier. He is not moving and firing. Target is moving, so that's a +1. So I believe we're at a +1. And I drew a 1. Let's just make sure. -1 +3. Oh, that's actually -1 +3. So that's 2, 3, 4. Totally wrong. -2. Nope, actually -1, wasn't it? Bazooka was a -1. -1 +3. So that's +2. +3 for moving. +4 for the card. +1 is a 5. So he is pinned, is what he is. I like the other answer way better. But he's pinned. Now, what happens? I want to just check and see what happens to these passengers. An infantry unit riding on a tank that is the target of an AT fire, the result of which is brewed up, knocked out, or pinned, is automatically hit. Resolve the hit's effect immediately. Immediately disembark and place exposed. So they're hit. So now we're going to draw. These guys are green. So we got a P and an L, but we are playing under, I think it's fanaticism. Notice the enemy fanaticism rule is in effect. That enemy fanaticism rule is treats any result that's a litter, an L is a fire team, a P is a casualty. So we ended up with a P and an L. So we ended up with this guy with one casualty for the P and one litter team, or one fire team, I mean, and then the other one's going to be a fire team as well. So I'm going to go make sure I've got the correct. Let's see. So there's our P. Yeah. So these are the ALs. I don't know which one he was. Shoot. I don't remember which one he was. Well, I'm going to make these. I'm going to go with worst case for me is the AS. So we're going to do 2 AS fire teams. Since I didn't pay attention. So we have the casualty, and then we've got 2 fire teams. Exposed and exposed. Still, so they're going to be under that fire. But I also have the ability with this mortar to potentially hit them, which I think I just might. All right, so that's that one. Now this guy is going to, let's see, those guys are close range. So they're going to go after the card with the most steps. 3. 3. So we're going at random. 1 is the left. They're going to go after this card. So there. Oh no. I'm going to argue they're going to fire here because they've got a unit on that guy, and so they would. So the volume of fire is it's all pinned, actually. Right? Fanaticism. They can still be. They are pinned normally. Pinned and pinned. So pinned and exposed. I think I did that right. He moved. So now it's up here. And this is actually really easy. He's just going to enter. Really easy. He's just going to enter. And then these guys march down in the queue. I'm going to go check real quick and see if I by chance have an answer. Nope, no answer. So I'm going to continue because I really don't want to slow this down. So that's the end of that. I don't have any more that could have shot yet. All righty. We are moving on. That was the friendly, the vehicle movement. That's interesting because they're hard to, they're really hard to get on. So, fire mission update. This goes away. Potential contacts. We're doing the bees first. So we got 5 of them. So the second one, right here. Now we are heavily engaged still. So B, it's 2. So second one, nothing. What was the second one, right? Yep. Next up, 4. So it's the second one. So right there. 1, 2, nothing. 3 to go. The first one. So right here. 1, 2. Nothing. 2 to go. This one. 1, 2. Nothing. And then this one, very interestingly, he does get contact. That is so fascinating. So, that is B. B. We're drawing 10. Number 1 is package 2. Package 2 is more tanks, 2 Panthers. I don't think I have 2 Panthers. Can't draw that one. Nope, I only have 1 Panther. So, package 10. Package 7, an infiltration attempt. Wow. We have another unit attempting to infiltrate. Where is he trying to infiltrate? It's either going to be here or here. So that is on a, so it's column 2. 4 is a 4. I think it's right front. So this guy is going to, he's trying to infiltrate from there. So, follow that team. Gets to draw 1 because he's green. So he failed to infiltrate. So he's exposed. He's spotted because he's exposed in sight. So, we will put him in the strong building. I don't think it matters. All right. So that is all of those. These are not relevant. Neither are these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, yep, they all have one. Number 3, and we're just drawing 1. Nothing. Number 1. Nothing. 3 here. Number 1. So now that card. Nothing. 2 to go. This card. Nothing. And then just drawing. And we do have contact. So this guy has contact. That is a C. C was 10. That's 3. Package 2, which is Panthers. We know we can't do that. Draw again. Number 10. Another infiltration attempt. Well, that'll be interesting. Where are these guys going to come from? There's only one place they can come from, and that's right here. So I don't even think I need to draw. Row. Oh, God, you know what I'm doing wrong? I'm doing package placement with rows, not columns. 1, 2, 3, 4, column 5. So I'm drawing 6. Yeah. Damn it. All right. Well, move on. So number 1, which is left front, but he cannot be left front. They can't be on the same card with me. So number 6, right. They're going to be here. Interesting. Attempt to infiltrate, and they did. So these guys infiltrated, and they're unspotted. And may as well put them in the building there. That's interesting. Now it's starting to get hairier. The attack is taking shape. All right. Pinned recovery. These guys are no longer under fire. This guy is no longer under fire. I think that's all correct. The rest of this is, yep. The rest of this looks correct. So let's do this. One LMG is using ammo. We go through this. One LMG is using ammo. One HMG is going to use some ammo. Two one is going to use some ammo. 2-1. 2-2 is going to use ammo. All right, 2-2 is using ammo, and I think that that's probably, nope. 1-2 is going to use some ammo. 1-2. We are busting through some heavy machine gun ammo pretty darn quickly. All right. Wow. All right. So we're on to just we're resolving. So nothing to resolve here. Here. Oh, we're resolving the infantry here. So automatic weapons. They are. So we have a -3, but then a +6 because of concealment, pinned, and the moon. So that would be a +3 for both of those. So the first +3. Ooh, that's a hit. And that is green. He is a casualty. So this guy, just another casualty. And then +3 is a miss. So he's not pinned anymore. Okay. Not firing here. So we got all pinned here, which is +2. Oh, actually, yeah, +2 because this changed at that time. But he's going to switch to automatic. Oh no, it's still small. That's small arms. But +2, +3, +5, and then the visibility. So it is +6. So that's a miss, and this guy is pinned. Well, that just blows. And the reason that blows, that's my good firing power on that guy. Wow. All right. On to this card. Oh, and he uses his heavy. So what is that? 102. I need to use markers for those guys now that I think about it. Tanks start with 6 ammo. So where's my tank ammo? So he's down to 5. So that knocks him down to 5 ammo. And then what I need to do is get this out for these guys. 6. Oops. Hey, wait, that's not working. Why is this not 1? Wow. Okay, I gotta fix this guy. That is a messed up unit. So that's 6. Okay, I got him for all of those guys now, but that's kind of messed up. Let me make sure this guy says 5. He does. Okay, these guys are messed up. Something happened as I was lugging that guy along. I'm just gonna clone that one. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, and they have 6 up there. All right, sorry about that. Gotta track their ammo. So this guy's down to 5. They fired here. Curious what happens with the pinned. Oops, he's not that guy. Wrong guy. This guy. That's the 5. All right. Couple of casualties. That's a good thing. All right. So that's it for that. We've expired ammo. We're basically just going to remove or clean up. Now, that took a long time. We're at almost 40 minutes for one turn. But I learned a lot in the process of moving these things. Actually, that was 2 turns. I take that back. We did turn 3 and turn 4. So that's not really too bad. All right. So I think I'm going to stop this recording. Make sure. Yeah. What turns did we do? It must have been turn 2 and 3. That makes sense. All right. I'm going to stop the recording. We're moving on to turn 4. Don't have a sense at all for if this is going well or going poorly. So we shall see. But for now, stop. Hope you're enjoying. Hope you're learning. And we'll be back soon for turn number 4.